All right, so I wanted to talk about this one because this one actually is, like I said, there's a lot of different people that are leaving MAGA, as we've already gone over, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the heavy duty country. Like, there's a lot of people that are leaving, but a lot of people are also like calling out Trump now too. So it's not just, kind of fireworks stuff. There's also a bunch of people that are just straight up like, like normal people that were in his administration or a part of it. And so this is MAGA veteran savages mask off Trump for huge betrayal. A former ally is switching. Also, look at that picture. Oh, God. Yeah, she did gaslight him at the end by saying she would pray for him on V Media. A former ally is torching President Donald Trump for what he sees as a wholesale abandonment of the populist promises that helped put him in the White House. David LePain, who left his post as senior advisor to the Undersecretary for Benefits at the Department of Veteran Affairs, says the president's tough talk campaign pitch to veterans has curled into something far more self-centered. The messaging before was a means to an end to get elected, but once elected, that can all fall by the wayside, he said. And the people who believed him, LePain argues, are the ones getting squeezed. And it's like, only if, like Dark Brandon said, if only someone had spent countless hours telling you people that there's no way that he's going to do any of these things. It's like, God, I mean, it's good to see people waking up and saying, like, yeah, actually Trump isn't great, and yeah, Trump did do these things, and yeah, Trump isn't following through promises, and yeah, Trump is getting rich off of meme coins. Like, it's good to see all that, but it is so frustrating to have been a person that for the last 2 years has been saying, you guys are getting gaslit. He's not going to do any of these things. The majority of the things that he said that he's going to do aren't logistically possible. Even the tariffs thing now. Now they're talking about rolling back the tariffs on bananas, coffee, and beef. And it's like, yeah, because that's not what you would tariff in the first place. It doesn't make any sense. And if somebody told me that they were going to, raise or lower prices and raise some revenue to pay off our debt by tariffing bananas, coffee, and beef, I'd be like, you're a moron. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it is good that people are recognizing this, but there's a reason Donald Trump won the presidency.
I love the poorly educated.
And that's because there's a lot of fucking poorly educated people out there. Okay, so many of the veterans who cheered Trump's stump speeches relied on the food stamps he had fought against funding now that he was back in office, he noted. Now that he's office, that mask comes off, and it's all about taking care of himself and fellow billionaires and millionaires, said LePain, a retired Marine Corps colonel and longtime national security spokesman. He's an elitist. And one of the other things that needs to be said here is he was on Veterans Day saying, like, all of these, like, people are on Snap. They're terrible people. They're freeloaders. Not recognizing that there's tons of veterans that are on Snap. So on Veterans Day, he's literally shitting on veterans that are disabled because they fought to protect our rights, in foreign countries, or just for oil, mostly just for oil. He's shitting on them because they are a large proportion of this, not to mention the number of those people that they fired that then had to take SNAP benefits because they fired them in the Doge cuts. LePain's broadside lands as Trump faces a mutiny inside his MAGA base. The Georgia firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene has become the face of that dissent, blasting Trump for insisting groceries are at the lowest prices they have ever been, a claim voters flatly reject from the shopping aisles. I work in grocery. I've been in grocery for 20 years. I can tell you, prices are not going down. They just use DoorDash numbers. Jesus Christ, DoorDash numbers. We're idiocracy. DoorDash numbers to show the state of the economy is actually doing really good, guys. It's actually really doing real good right now because DoorDash said so. It's so dumb. On the Sean Spicer show, Greene warned the White House that the line is backfiring. Gaslighting the people and trying to tell them that prices have come down is not helping, she said. She added that Americans know what they're paying for at the grocery store and need leaders who will show what we are in the trenches with them, not deny what's happening. And that's literally what I used to tell Trump supporters when they come in here and they say the economy is bad. I'd say, by what metric? And they'd say, just look around. I'm like, no, you're not making the right argument. If I were to judge the economy by the types of metrics that are usually used by rich people to gaslight you, I would tell you the stock market is good. I would tell you GDP is good. I would tell you that inflation is declining. Now, 2 of those 3 things are no longer true in this administration. Okay, the stock market is good, but that's because of an AI bubble that is going to pop at one point, because literally OpenAI is like 100% going to explode at some point, and the stock market is going to crash. And the reason you know that's true is the guy from The Big Short has a $1 billion bet on it happening. But I would say you got to use the right metrics. What are you talking about? And I'd always say, I'm like, use CPI. CPI, and I'm not talking about core CPI. Core CPI takes out energy and housing. Use CPI and tell me, is it more expensive? Is energy more expensive? Is housing more expensive? Because those are the things that affect blue collar, working class, middle class Americans. If you look at CPI numbers, I can show you from January, when Donald Trump took office, the rise in every category except for, I think there's like one category. I can't remember what it was. Maybe electronics. I think it was TVs. TVs got cheaper. Gas prices have stayed pretty much static. Egg prices have declined, but still are higher year over year. It's like, and there's avian flu again. There's something like 4 million cases in September, 4 million cases in October. And last I looked, there's about 1 million cases in early November. So those prices are probably going back up as well. You have to know what you're arguing against here. And you're not arguing against, and you can in this administration point out that inflation is still rising. Core CPI is still rising. You can point out the GDP is going to end at like 1.3% for the year. That's insane. That is so fucking low, and that's a super positive outlook on our GDP. If our GDP hits a 1.3, we're going to be excited. That's insane. Okay, so the angst runs deeper than food prices. Trump has angered loyalists by championing more visas for skilled foreign workers, approving $20 billion bailout for Argentina, and launching military operations in the Middle East and the Caribbean, as well as, we might go into Nigeria. And the Epstein drag continues to dog him. Trump's on-again, off-again ties to Jeffrey Epstein remain a political landmine, providing fresh ammunition to Republicans willing to say out loud, when they're protecting pedophiles, when they are blowing our budget, when they are starting their wars overseas, I'm sorry, I can't go along with that. Thomas Massey of Kentucky said on CNN, even the most ardent Trump supporters understand. Trump, for his part, dismisses the piling on as purely political, waving it away on Truth Social as the Jeffrey Epstein hoax.
I love the poorly educated.
And he'll continue to do that. Yeah, like I said, he'll get away with all this. He will. Because there's no balls in Washington. They don't have a spine in Washington. He's going to get away with all this. Our best bet is that he eats one too many cheeseburgers, the edema gets him, or, we can get his ass impeached in 2026. Because these people are never going to do anything about any of this. But it's good to see that people are waking up. And like I said, you're never going to get MAGA cult members. 25% of Republicans are never, ever going to turn on Donald Trump. They're going to do what Megyn Kelly did. And they're going to be like, well, they're only 15. That's not that bad. That's crazy. That's crazy. And so this is a TikTok. This is also MAGA people right here. Watch this.
Gonna play with these anymore. MAGA hats are off. America First hats are on. Burn, baby, burn. And this is a great representation of what's left of MAGA.
Damn.
I'm not gonna play with these anymore.
I had to show you guys that. And like somebody's going to come in and they're going to be like, that's just some Democrat that bought MAGA hats and burned them. You know why he's not a Democrat? Because he said MAGA hats go off and America First hats go on. And that is what all of these MAGA people are doing right now. So we're healing? Kind of. kind of. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.